The George Zimmerman trial back on in Sanford, Florida this morning. They're taking a recess. We're standing by any moment that they come back in and begin court again. We'll jump right to it. But bringing in my colleague Michael Anos again to talk about what is going down in court. Jason Johnson, Hiram College professor, and former prosecutor Vinnie Politan. Jason, what are your thoughts on all of this, especially the testimony from Trayvon Martin's mother?
I thought it was emotional and it was compelling, but it was expected. I think if we look throughout this entire case, from the woman who made the original 911 call to Trayvon's mother to probably Zimmerman's parents, everyone has said, I'm not sure, but I think it's this person. So actually the most important person when it comes to this call to the 911 tape is actually George Zimmerman, who less than 24 hours after the event said, that doesn't even sound like me. So I think this is really just emotional testimony. Evidence-wise, it was Zimmerman's words that are probably the most damaging and most important in the prosecution's case.
Got it. Again, Vinnie Politan with us. We watch Vinnie Now in America 4 Eastern. HLN's our brand new hit show After Dark at 10 Eastern. Vinnie, again, we reset the table, and you go back to the FBI guy, Hirotaka Nakasone, who said, you know, basically, we couldn't decide who it is. They listened to it. Experts are not allowed. So now you have Sybrina Fulton, who says, that's my son. What will the defense do moving forward? Can we expect them to play the tape and have one of the Zimmerman family members say that's George Zimmerman?
Absolutely. I would expect that. You know, and then basically, you know, a tie goes to the defense. I mean, that's the way it works in a criminal prosecution. The burden is on the prosecutor from the beginning till the end of the trial beyond a reasonable doubt. So if you can do anything to try to even the playing field, you do it. And that's how you do it in this case. I think what the jury ultimately will do is decide for themselves. You know, listen to it themselves. They'll have the recording. They'll be able to play it as many times as they want, and they can debate amongst themselves. Or maybe they go beyond that and look at other circumstances to figure out exactly what happened here if they can't figure out whose voice that is.
Got it. Vinnie, real quick, back to you. Will this end it, or will we still hear from the medical examiner who actually examined Trayvon Martin's body, or does the prosecution end with mom and brother?
You know, there's a little problem inside the with the prosecution, the evidence. Apparently, there's a problem with the evidence locker, that they had to call a locksmith in to get the evidence locker opened up. So I think that's causing the delay, and that may have forced prosecutors to put their witnesses in the order that they were in today, because the judge wants to keep this thing moving. So I think the medical examiner still has to testify. I mean, and you want that evidence, and you want the autopsy photos in there. You want this jury to understand how Trayvon Martin died. And another issue along those lines is, once he gets shot, how much of a struggle can he still put up? How much can he still speak? Because the way George Zimmerman talked in his statements, he had to secure Trayvon Martin after shooting him in the heart, and he got on top of him and spread his arms out, and Trayvon Martin was still talking. Well, I'd like to hear, I'm sure the jury would like to hear from the medical examiner about, all right, how, after you get shot in the heart, how much more can you do? How long can you still make, process things? Can you speak? Can you move? So those are all important issues, and I would think the medical examiner would address some of them and obviously go to the cause of death here.
Yeah, because George Zimmerman says, Trayvon Martin says something to the effect of, okay, you got me, something like that. And then we've got the issue with whether or not his arms are out or they're under his body. You know, there's another inconsistency.
And we're all waiting to see if the autopsy photos, if those come up in court, as Gene Casares was saying earlier, legal analyst, saying if that is expected to happen. So Trayvon Martin's brother, George Fulton, still on the stand right now. They're in a brief recess, but we're going to go to a quick break. We're going to be right back. You will not miss a minute here on HLN.